That's weird. Hello. Hello, I clicked the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong thing. Now I think I should be up and running. Let me know, please. People on the chat, people on the room. Now we are live. That's weird. Anyway, I clicked the wrong thing. But now we should be live. Now we should be live. Okay. All right. So while people are joining us, we'll just keep a track here of like all the levels and everything. All right. While people are joining, I wanted to share this thing that I've been doing with a partner, and that is the OCR plugin, a new plugin that I created. And this plugin allows you to do OCR. OCR is character recognition, it's text detection, it's text recognition. So yeah, OCR. In this case, what I'm doing is I'm building a scoreboard. I'm building a scoreboard detector. So let's set up another media source, and then I'm just gonna get the file again. Get that, not the perfect scoreboard, but the, yeah, we get a bunch of stuff to talk about. Yeah, all right. It's in here. Okay, electronics, yeah, something like this. Okay, we got this. Here, let's loop this. Let's go. All right, so hopefully y'all can see. Oops, one last thing. In here. Okay, so we got this scoreboard, right? And it's got a bunch of things on it, and they're running. And what I want to do is I want to bring all of this information into an OBS overlay, because let's say I'm streaming this game. Okay, I'm streaming this game, and I want to bring this into an overlay. Yeah, so like pop it up in the sides, and I got like the game view, I got the scoreboard. I want to see like things like the shot clock, and I got like, you know, scores here and fouls and so on. And I want to bring it all up. And, you know, unless I have a way to connect to this scoreboard, I'm going to have to, now if I have a way, that's one thing, but if I don't, I'm going to have to go in and kind of read, and read these things and like extract them, and there's no convenient way in OBS. So I thought about creating an OCR model to kind of like look at different parts and then extract them and bring them up, right? All right, so we're looking at this one. Just hide it out. Now cropping out a few things is just a simple crop, just a simple crop pad thing, right? There's nothing fancy. It's just a cropping of the image. And then what this new OCR plugin adds is this filter, and the filter takes whatever cropping or whatever conditioning, right? You can do all kinds of stuff, right? Whatever conditioning we did on the image, and runs it through an OCR engine. In this case, it's the Tesseract OCR engine, and the Tesseract OCR engine is pretty cool. It's an open source. It's open source. It's and it has been trained on this sort of font, quote unquote, right? And here I'm also running this other shader, this user-defined shader work from Excel Draw to conditioning it a little bit, like just change the perspective a tiny bit so that it's a little bit more straight. Yeah, you know, something like that. So it kind of looks a little bit more straight, but we don't necessarily need that. Anyway, this OCR filter. And what this OCR filter does is that you have all kinds of models. So like general English font thing. In this case, we're going to use something for the scoreboards, a Daktronics scoreboard. I have another one for general scoreboards. So we're going to enable that. And I have an update timer here saying how many times a second or what's the interval for detections between these. And I get some advanced settings, and then I have like an output. I want to output this to this text source in here. So this would be that text source, right? And okay, so we can see that the OCR might not be perfect right now. There's all kinds of stuff that's happening. First of all, the update timer here is probably too slow. We have like things that are kind of fast, so we may want to, you know, take this down and make it run a little faster. And then we can take a look at our advanced settings, right? So now like the OCR picks up on it and whatnot. Let's try to enable like the other ones and also let them sort of run so you can see the effect of this. Okay, so this is this thing running, picking up on what's written up there and so on. So it's not 100% perfect, and so I added a few things to help out. First is this character whitelist is the only thing that we want to accept for the only characters that we expect to be in here. So it's only numbers, a dot and a colon, right? We're also saying this would be a single word always. There's some patterns that we can add. I'm still trying to get these fully up and running, but they are there to help with further constraining. And there's a confidence threshold. So each reading from the OCR engine has a confidence attached to it. So let's say I disable that one, and like these readings come in, and if I accept things of very low, couple like anything that comes out, you see sometimes it glitches, you know, with a few things, and so we can increase that. And I found like around the 50% is things that are more acceptable. Things that are more acceptable, right? Something like that. The other thing is the smoothing. If I have something that's updating very fast, is updating like, you know, 100 times every second or so. I mean, it's as fast as the engine can run. This could be something like 30. I think it's actually a better idea. Because the camera is only running at like 30 frames per second. So something like this. And we have something that's called smoothing. And smoothing is going to look at all the past detections for each of the characters and tries to smooth it out. If the past detection, hopefully y'all are with me on this and are able to see what's going on, right? But if the past detections for each one of these characters is, let's say we got a bunch of ones and then a 3. Then the 3 goes away and we're back to the ones. And then you see a bunch of zeros, and then sometimes it will glitch, or like, see, like it glitches for a tiny bit. Like the 4 goes to a 9, but it's only a little glitch. And what we could do is do smoothing. We look at all of the detections in the past second and say like we're going to take the most recent one, right? Or the most common one. So that would be the enable smoothing. And it should smooth out the glitches. So it doesn't work 100%. And there's a few things to do here. First, the word length. We're expecting this to be its number of characters, 4 characters. Always going to be 4 characters, right? It might be 5 sometimes. Let's say let's say it's 4. Okay, always 4 characters. And then the window size is for each character, how many detections are going to take into account. Like the detections are going off through time here. There's a lot of detections for each one of these characters. How many I want to take and see what's the common one. And for something that runs at like 33 times or like 30 times every second, the window size can be fairly big. So the glitches don't come through. And we could set this up to like 20 or something like that. And it's going to be fairly stable. But then the update, see, like the update refresh rate is going to suffer because it needs at least 20 readings to actually flip over, right? So it's going to lag a little behind. So we can take this back to like 15 or something like that. It'll be more responsive, but not as robust. But you can kind of figure out pretty fast, like what's a good setup. All right, let me see. This is a slow day today. Not many people. Okay. All right, actually I might overdid some of the things in here. We don't really need this, for example. I'm actually more robust if we don't use the thing. Okay, so we can see readings here that are fairly robust. And we can see some things that are glitching around still, and we can try to kind of just work around some things. You know, this again, it's like 30 frames per second. And this one is actually interesting because it has both the minutes with the seconds as well as the seconds and the tenth of a second. Right after this, it's going to transition from that into this, right? And then back to that. So we kind of need to find settings that are that work out for both these things. You have the colon and you have the dot, right? So you kind of need to find something that works out for both of these things. Both of these settings. But once you have that, it's fairly simple. Right, 1 second. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah, the OCR plugin, installing it is again dead simple. It's just released. It's released on GitHub. I'm still waiting for an approval from the OBS folks to actually list this out on the forum, but I don't see any major problems. There's just a little setback, and we will be seeing this live on here fairly soon, but you can definitely grab it from GitHub right now, and you have the downloaders, you have the download installers here for Mac and Windows and Linux, and there's other ways to do it. There's like building instructions if you're looking to build this for Linux, for example, you could do that. And also I will shoot a little tutorial video on how to use this, but really there's almost nothing to it. It just kind of works. The other part is next version will be coming out with the like 003 will be coming out with the final actual features that you're seeing here on OBS, like all of the advanced settings things and all that sort of stuff. It's this will be in the video. All right, we have a viewer. Hello, hello, viewer. Please say something in the chat if you want to chat. Otherwise, I'm just explaining the new OCR plugin that I developed, kind of how it works and how to make it work, in particularly with this with the scoreboard, how to get a scoreboard OCR model or way in OBS to extract stuff from the scoreboard and show it on OBS in text sources and in scenes and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going through that. And yeah, so please chime in the chat if you're interested in sharing, asking, commenting, and so on. I was just going through, how to get the OBS OCR plugin. So it's available on GitHub. I'll send in the link. You probably know where to here. You probably know where to find it. It is part of the OCCAI. So OCR is a computer vision algorithm, and it's part of OCCAI for tools for content creators. And there it is. You can just click in and start your OCR journey by downloading and installing. There's installers for pretty much every operating system, and it just sort of works. And I'll be creating a tutorial for it soon. So this is kind of like an impromptu tutorial on how to do this in OBS right now. All right, any other things? Let me see. Page segmentation, talked about that. There's the whitelist for the characters. We got the digits. You can constrain this or make this more, or add things into this. For things that are going like second by second, you can set your update timer pretty high. And for things like scores that, well, almost barely change throughout the, let's see if there's any change in here. There's not even any change in here. All right, so let's change the file to something else, right? And yeah, so let's see if we have any other changes in here. Scores, periods, no. So if it's a period, it's once every 15 minutes, right? So you probably set this up to be pretty slow. There's no reason. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. All right, so we got something in here that's changing. So that's crop pad. Yeah, I'm thinking about building a tool for making this a lot easier to crop. Right? Yeah, but we got this. We got the 42 in here. All right, perfect. Now let's add OCR. Let's say we want to use the Dactronics and just leave everything as is for now, because what we want to do is add a text source, whatever, and then OCR we want to output to that. Okay. See how sometimes it's 40, sometimes it's 140 because it's picking up on the left part. So you want to kind of just go like this, right? And then you get 40. But this 40 thing, you know, it becomes 42 at some point. Right? But there's absolutely no reason to do this 10 times a second. You can pick this up, you know, once every 5 seconds, right? So your computer is not working so hard on making detections here. Right? So you don't need to run OCR every second or 10 times a second. You can leave this at a fairly slow pace, and that would take care of that, unless you're getting a lot of noise and you need like a lot of measurements, and you can set that up like that. All right, so there's some considerations here for the kind of thing that you want to read. The nice thing about this is that it really can read anything, right? It's not just for scoreboards and whatnot. Where am I? So yeah, I've been doing all this stuff. Yeah, so you can use this for reading just about anything. So let's have an image here, and I'm gonna just bring in that scoreboard thing in here. So any source that produces an image is fair game for the OCR. All right, and for this one, let's crop pad, you know, let's just focus on this home away thing. So it's not a scoreboard, it's just some text, and you can bring in whatever image you have, right? It says home away, and now we can run OCR. And for this, we can just pick the regular English. It's not a scoreboard font, it's just a regular thing. Okay, and now we'll add a new text source. All right, 1 second. Okay. We'll add a new text source in here, and we'll send this OCR over to the text source. 1 second. All right. Back on. Okay, let's see, OBS. All right, we got this one. SDR, we're going to set this up to be home away. This one, we need to... Oh, what's going on? Yeah, like text 5, that's fine. I'll do this, OCR, text 5. No, where is text 5? Let's see. Why can't we see? Where is the source? It seems we may have a problem with the reading from this. Which is weird, it shouldn't have a problem, but okay. Right, this is outputting over there. Gonna have to see what's going on with this one, with the plugin, why it can't read this. Seems like something that should be readable, right? Let's do fully automatic. Okay, there we go. I was trying to read a single word and wasn't really doing anything. Anyway, there we go. So we got the image and we got the text. That's parts from the image, and you can really set up OCR for just about anything that you want to read from. Let's just take this web page and bring up a browser source. All right, and we'll do this. Okay. So I got this, a browser source. And now I can do the same exact thing. Let's see. I mean, let's be weird about this. Arg. Interacting with browser. Yeah, sure. Wait, we can't scroll down. Okay. That's fine. I want to see like the releases. Okay. So I want to see this page. Okay. So I got this page, and now I want to do like in my OBS, I want to read the latest release. What's the latest release in this page? Right. So let's go back in here. What's the latest release? It's here. See, it comes up in here. Blah, 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 latest. Let's just keep it like that. Even though that's kind of... Okay. Never mind. I want to find the latest release. All right, so we can crop pad. Right, we can crop it from here, and we can crop it from here. Hello. If someone dropped a comment and then left, which is cool. All right, so we got this, and now we can run the OCR. Right, and we can set this up to be fully automatic, and that sort of stuff. And we'll do this. It's no problem. But let's leave everything as is. Right, so I'm reading this from the internet, and now a text source, fine. And I will output this to the text source. Nice one, right? And so, yeah, no, like single line or something, but where is the text? Text stack, that's reset the transform. Right. Neurogals, hey, thank you for your work. Love your channel a lot. Found out a lot of useful OBS stuff. All right, very cool. Thank you, Neurogals, and for people watching this later. Okay. Let's see. Maybe it's having some issues with, you know, just reading stuff. Maybe something like that. I'm not sure what this one is. Yeah, so for some reason it's not reading it. That is weird. And a single word. Where's next? Fully automatic. That's not working. All right, this one I do need to look into the browser source and seeing if I can read it from the browser source. But it should work for any source that can produce an image. So it would be, you know, it would be images, video, browsers, every single thing, right? So right now this one's not working. I'll look into it. Which should be working, but I may need to see what's up with the browser source. Maybe it's not rendering the image properly or something like that, and I need to see how, or debug how this is actually coming down. All right, what else with the URL source? Yeah, we can talk a little bit about roadmap or what's coming. So we got a bunch of things here. Yeah, this is something that I already have in here per X milliseconds, right? So I can actually go in here and change this because I wanna release for X milliseconds. Okay, so different timings of X frames, and maybe it's like source change. Timing running modes, different time. Run modes, break frames, source change, right? So source changes. Right, I want to add more languages, more built-in languages. There's a bunch of test-write models I can download and use. Hello, Neurogals. I want to make speech to text that transforms into text to speech, but I can't figure out the pipeline for that. I want for this stuff to run locally without standard API touch PTO 11 labs. The way to do it is OBS. So are you looking to do speech to text that transforms into text to speech? Oh, right. So you're gonna be speaking basically, And then you're gonna have something like local vocal or something like that that picks up on the on your speech, turns it into captions, and then you want to turn that back into speech, but like in a different voice, or maybe the translation in the middle, right? Is that what you're aiming for? Right. Yeah, so it is possible. It is possible to do in OBS. There's some stuff. Right. So if you're looking for captions, right? Let's see what I could do. I can like add an input capture here. Then this would be like my MacBook. Right? No, that's fine. Yeah, this should be fine. Right? Yeah. This should be fine. All right, so I got this. I can set up my local vocal on this. Yeah, that's fine. I would need LV output, right? I can set this up for LV output. Okay, and this would start to generate captions for me based on my text. And now what I want to do, so speech to text, and then if you want to translate, this down to a different language, locally, you don't want to go to ChatGPT. You could use LM Studio. So LM Studio is something that you could use. It's a local thing. There's many ways, right? But basically you need like some sort of translation thing. So you could use my polyglot. You can use a polyglot. This would be, chat, stats, advanced. No, I don't have it in here, but you could use the polyglot to do the translation. But you could also use LM Studio. LM Studio is like this local. Let's see, I don't have LM Studio in here, right? Because it doesn't work on the Mac. But LM Studio is kind of like this local version of ChatGPT. Right. All right. So I think they actually created a Mac, but it's only for the M1 or M2. It's like Apple Silicon, which I don't have. I don't have it for my. I don't have it for my on my Mac. So I can't do this. I can't demo this. Right. But LM Studio basically runs a ChatGPT kind of server locally on your machine, so you could use that. Right, you could use that. There's going to be some lag, right? Because you're doing a lot of processing on your machine. The next thing to do, if you don't want 11 Labs or you don't want to OpenAI, you don't want it as for text to speech, that's fine, because you could use, and I demoed this, right? I demoed this in here with Koki, local and free text to speech with Koki. So this is running the Coqui server locally, right? So this is a server. The Coqui server is something that you could run on your machine, and it's running text-to-speech on your machine. It opens up this API. It opens up an API that you can send requests to. I'm trying to see if there's any kind of... It's a Python API. Blah, blah, blah. Command line. See if they give us the REST API. They don't. But in my video, I do go through this and like how to interact with it. Right, how to send it to Coqui, right? So you have your local host. This is your Coqui API, and yeah, it's like you run this server locally, and you send your text there, and with the text, and it's going to return an audio that you then bring up, right? So it's like audio, and you bring this back into OBS, right? As an audio source. You send this out to a media source. You set up a media source in your scene, and you bring this back, and this will be text to speech, and so you can close the loop like that. But since you're doing everything locally, everything like the transcription, the translation, and then the text to speech rendering, audio rendering, then that all of that's going to have some lag. It's going to be a few seconds before, between your speaking, translation, and then back into back into OBS with the from Coqui. So definitely doable. Definitely doable. They're not that difficult to set up. You just need to get Coqui, install it. There's like all kinds of ways to install things. If you're on Windows or a Mac M1, you could use LM Studio. You just download it. It opens a server, which is exactly similar to OpenAI, to ChatGPT and OpenAI, and you get that. No, thank you. Thanks for the question. This is why I'm here. If you need any help with setting all that up, I mean, I have videos for all of those, right? I have videos for LM Studio, right? How to send stuff to LM Studio. I got a video for that. I got a video for the Coqui thing. That's what you need. And obviously I have a bunch of videos on how to use local vocal transcription and how to bring that into OBS, and then you just need to tie everything together. It's just a bunch of text together, a few text sources that you kind of need to shuffle around, and that's about it. Yeah, it's all available. It won't be a few minutes of work if you set your mind to it. Okay. Any other questions? Obviously, let me know. Or if you're struggling with anything. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Let me know how it goes. And I am happy to help with that. A macOS build has failed. Yeah, this is just unable to download stuff. That's, I mean, fine. Sometimes CI just doesn't play. All right, what else? Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff here in the OBS OCR. Couple other things happening. Yeah, we got the winget for Windows for background removal. The background removal was approved on Winget, so if you're on Winget, you can just install background removal. It's just gonna work. It is pretty cool, and shout out to Mr. Hinch that helped us with this, submitting it and getting it ready, and also getting this in our CI. As an action, publishing the Winget thing. So thanks very much, Mr. Hinch. I totally appreciate your efforts here. So that's happening here on background removal. But we're also gonna be releasing 1.1.10. It's just a little bit of housekeeping in terms of getting this out to different Linux distros. We need a new version, 1.1.10, so that's gonna come out in a little bit as well. What else? So yeah, I've been working on the URL API source, also adding multiple inputs. I haven't finished that work. I should finish that pretty soon. I just had a little detour here with the OCR plugin. It came together very fast. It only took like 24 hours to get it from 0 to working and waiting for approval on the forums, right? So we're waiting for approval here. Hopefully it's gonna come together pretty soon, and we'll start seeing some people use this and give me some feedback. That's why I'm here, to see what people would want to do with this, and then I can tweak the plugin and make it more useful. All right, so let's just complete the things in here, like more languages, that's fine. Allow external model files, more API capabilities, parsing and formatting. That's something I want to do. Let's say you have your OBS, and yeah, let's just clear this out in here. Okay, so you have your OBS and you want to kind of format this, say like, all right, it's 31. Yeah, this one wasn't working out, right? And this one, why is it not working? Yeah. Something like that. Anyway, you have your OCR and you want to format this, like the output. You want to add something to the output before and after, format this, or in a different way, or like I don't know, like parse this into something and then format it. Say like this is 3 minutes, or no, right? We got the period, right? So let's say. Right, you got the period. You got the period here, and for the period you want to say first, second, third, fourth, right? And you get 2 when you want to say 2 ND, 2 second, right? And so the output parsing like that would be very very useful, right? So that's what that's something that I want to add, and I will pretty soon. Outputting to more built-in OBS sources. So instead of just text source, what if you want to output this to an image source, something like a little bit different? Yeah, not sure. This is useful or has any merit, but maybe I'll do that. And using more complex layouts. One thing that's annoying about this and something I want to fix is that you kind of have to do the crops. You have to crop this, crop that, and that's kind of, and that's just annoying, right? Something that I want to build, and I started looking into this, is building a script that will actually taking the whole image of the scoreboard, and you can just mark up the image with like different things, and will automatically create crops of the source with the OCR in like a group or something. So you don't have to go and like manage each one, or you could, right? But you don't necessarily have to, and you could just crop everything at once and just let OBS do its thing, and it's very simple and easy. So you don't have to go and like do all the crop pads and manage all these things. So it'll be like the things that will give you it will set up a cropped source with the text, and that's it, like a multi-crop kind of thing. So for this to be really useful, I think we need something like that. And yeah, luckily it's not the worst thing in the world to bring up and do. So I'm gonna do that eventually. Like a script, something, in tools, scripts in here, something like that. Like a Python script. Add it in. There's all kinds of things you could do in the Python scripts. I can set this up and click a button, opens up an image, and you can mark it up and then say like, okay, and it will crop everything out in OBS and get all the crops in place. Yeah. For anyone joining right now, hi, welcome. Just put something in the chat. Let's talk. If you need help with anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going through a little bit of things with the OCR plugin. Getting ready for another release, 003. I did a little blitz of releasing stuff for OCR plugin, and I want to make sure that once it's approved on the forums, it's kind of useful and interesting for people to use. In all sorts of different modes. Yeah, it seems like this one is crapping out on me. Not sure. It's supposed to update pretty fast. Yeah. Yeah, if you're on the stream and you have any questions or requests, comments, let me know. I'm here. I'm here to help and figure stuff out. All right, so y'all can chill and watch the music, listen to the music for 1 second. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it for today. If there's anyone joining us right now, if you have any questions, please ask. I'm about to wrap up and move on to other things. If you have anything to ask and say and so on, just do that on the chat. Otherwise, I'm wrapping up. We will let's see if I can commit this in. I gotta bump the version. Got the readme thing in place. I got a couple things in here. That's fine. Let's see what this guy's saying. Alright, that's fine. Bumping the version. Now, we should have a CI job here that's going to build our OCR plugin. And then I'll release version 003 with just a couple of improvements, but you know, kind of central stuff. Right, the OCR plugin is, you know, just working pretty well. Need some more improvements on models and that sort of stuff, but it's fairly useful as it is right now. I'm pretty confident with releasing it. All right, so I'm going to be logging off, and thanks everybody for watching today, and people watching this later. Just watch out for new streams and more stuff coming. So just keep tracking what's going on, and I'll meet you all soon in the next live or video.